What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Enchantress's new uniform, her Summer Days uniform. It looks like this is going to be a limited time uniform, just like Cable's looked like it probably is a limited time uniform as well. But this one we know for sure because it is a token shop only uniform. And if you go to the actual uniform sale page, it just says unavailable. So that means that you definitely need to get it through the tokens, and once that's gone, just like Gwenpool's holiday uniform, I don't think you'll have another chance to get it. I mean, maybe, because Christmas is still hasn't come back around, so you know, when Christmas comes up, we'll see if the holiday uniforms come back for like Lady Deadpool and Gwenpool. But unlike Gwenpool, Enchantress did get her potential, so we can actually get Enchantress to level 70, so that's a pretty good change there as well. So I'm really happy to see that, and I really like Enchantress, so I'm definitely happy that she got an upgrade. I'm not sure how I feel about how they implement it, because you do need to buy packs to be able to get this uniform. For the tokens, you actually have to buy the packs. There's no way to like grind or build up the tokens in a free-to-play manner, which I don't want to really get too much into that. I just want to review the uniform here, so I'm not really going to give my opinion on how I feel about that. But as you can see, I did get the uniform. I have bought the uniform. Mainly, like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, I really like Enchantress, so I wanted an upgrade for her, so I just grab this so that I can play with her a little bit more. So let's just go ahead and look at the uniform and see if the uniform is actually going to be a good upgrade and what it actually does for Enchantress. So the uniform bonus here is going to give her a 10% increase to all attack. It's going to enhance the effects of her tier 2 passive, her 4-star passive, and her leadership. So all of that's getting a buff. And she has 7 skill changes here. All of her skills are now going to deal mind damage, which is quite nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So her tier 2 passive here is now going to increase guaranteed dodge by 25%, skill damage 30%, bonus damage by 25%. So not much of an upgrade there. I believe it was a 15% guaranteed dodge without the uniform, and I think we're at a 20 and 15 for the increase for damage. I might be wrong on those numbers, but I think there's like a 10% increase on across the board for these stats here. For her passive here, she now has a passive that applies to all allies. So if you do have a mind damage character that you like using, then she can be a very good support for them. Increases mind damage for 30%, so that's, you know, quite nice. Her passive before was just the charm effect, so basically it said whenever she uses her second skill, she applies a 5-second charm, because the charm wasn't actually on the skill itself, it was linked to her 4-star passive. So all they did is move that charm onto the actual skill itself. And now the first skill is just a standard skill there, and then the second skill, like I was mentioning earlier, had the or didn't have the charm, but it was from her passive, but now it does have the charm on it. The charm did get reduced by 1 second, but if you use her leadership, then of course you'll get that second back. So you know, that'll help. And they have increased a few of her skills in terms of the cooldown, which doesn't seem to hurt her too much, because I tried her out a little bit in World Boss Ultimate just to see how that would feel, and I still felt like I always had a skill available and she felt very safe to play, so it didn't affect it too much. But she got an increase on like 3 of her skills, and they were like 3 seconds each or something like that. But anyway, she has the 4-second charm here, and she has a 50% invisibility, which is kind of weird. Ignores targeting. I'm not sure what 50% is. She's just phasing in and out of being visible and non-visible. How can you be 50% invisible? Does 50% of, or like a 50% chance for them to miss, I'm assuming, maybe. Anyway, she has that, and it seems like it only lasts for half a second. I don't remember if this is a refreshing skill. I'll have to look. The third skill here, she's got some all defense down. It stacks up to minus 60%, so close to being at that premium value for all defense down, because we want minus 65% to be able to use a 40% leadership to get that huge bonus that we need for high stages of War Boss Ultimate. Of course, this will work for mid to somewhat high stages of War Boss Ultimate if you use the leadership, but nothing like you'll see with the minus 65%, because that does get you kind of to like another threshold or something like that. We have 4 seconds of of damage immunity, and then we have some accumulation here, which is luckily damage dealt, which is good because she has that charm. She's got iframes, so she's not really going to be getting hit too often. which is good because she still is quite squishy. And then we have the accumulation that gives her a 50% attack boost, so that's quite nice. And then the fourth skill has a 1 second mind control. Again, I need to check. I'm pretty sure that keeps refreshing for as long as they get hit by the beams of energy. And then the fifth skill here, we've got some mind resistance down. It's only minus 40%, but still nice because I can stack with her all defense down. And then we have increase all attack by 40%, increase all defense by 40%. So yeah, she's getting a lot of buffs here, which is good. She really needed it. So let's go ahead and jump into the skill preview and see what these skills look like now with her new uniform. I really like the kind of splash animation that they have when she's running around, like she's running on top of water. That's really cool. All right, so the first skill. So she kind of just shoots up and shoots some like psychic beams at them or something like that, which is quite nice because it is an iframe. So you're protected using this skill. Her second skill looks pretty much the same, except now she has some residual damage on it. So does the charm, but also a little bit of damage with those hearts there. Those hearts just launch at the enemy, which is quite nice. The third skill, we do have the immunity, right? Yeah, that one gave you the damage immunity. And then it's very similar to her previous third skill. You just kind of get like the residual damage where she summons those orbs and then they kind of blow up in the enemy, which I believe is almost the same. It just, the animation has changed a little bit as well, but the skill itself is kind of the same. The fourth skill right here, so she goes up and blasts them, and no, it doesn't look like the mind control refreshes. You can see it right there for that 1 second, but then when they get hit by these kind of like meteors there, it's not refreshing the mind control. So not going to be that safe of a skill to use. What does she get with it? Does she get anything? No, she doesn't get a buff with it. So yeah, you're definitely going to want to have them charmed when you use the fourth skill. So you're going to go boom, and then probably into that. Because the fifth skill, I believe, was an iframe. So let's go ahead and check here. Fifth skill. Yeah, it chops into an iframe. It's similar to her previous fifth skill, except the animation looks better and it does more damage. Because she did kind of twirl around them and she made like a dome around them, but now the dome is like swirling and just looks, it looks a lot cooler. So skill animation wise, really like the changes, and it looks like her damage has definitely got a lot better. So overall, this uniform looks very solid for Enchantress, but this doesn't tell the whole story. Let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of World Boss Ultimate and see what the uniform actually does for her in terms of viability against world bosses, that is. Alright, so here we are at World Boss Ultimate against Coal Obsidian. She can definitely do Ebony Maw with the mind damage energy typing. So that's why I'm taking her in against Coal Obsidian, because that'd be the more difficult of the world bosses that she would face against. And I was just kind of trying her out with different teams here, or different leaderships I should say, because I had She-Hulk here just to get the standard damage boost leadership. Then her own leadership, which I didn't mention when I was going over her stats on the uniform page, got buffed all the way up to the 40%. So yes, she's another 40% all debuff leadership, so that's fantastic. So now we have another one of those premium leaderships that we could take advantage of, because we're getting more and more characters that have minus 65% all defense down that get a big benefit from the debuff leadership, opposed to just having a straight damage leadership. Whoops, dang it, I got rid of Enchantress. No, we need Enchantress back. Go to potential there. Find her nice and easy. Anyway, so doing the test between the two here, she definitely does a lot more damage with her own leadership versus She-Hulk's leadership, or versus just a straight damage leadership. So I guess I can show that really quickly here. So let's hop in with She-Hulk lead, and we'll see what kind of damage we're doing. Oh, I didn't go over her build. I don't have anything too impressive in terms of the obelisk, but way back when Enchantress was first released, I fell in love with the character because it was the first one with the charm effect. So she does have a fully awakened ISO 8 set on her. Skills are leveled up. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have on her. And then the obelisk, though, is only a 120 proc. So I do have a damage proc obelisk on her, and again, only 120. So nothing too crazy here. So let's see what we got for the damage. We'll go ahead and charm him. Go into the fifth skill. And as you will see here very quickly from me kind of flying through her skills here, is she's just a character that you're going to spam skills with. So that hasn't really changed. That's how she was before the uniform. You just kind of spam skills. So she's not very damage proc friendly, but as you can see, she can still luckily always have a skill available. The second skill, the charm, is on a short cooldown, which really helps because then you can keep the charm up for most of the time. Colt does shrug it off, but I don't remember if actually what it actually goes up to. It should go up to 5 seconds, but I'm not hitting it quick enough. Oh wait, no, I don't have her leadership right now, so it is just the 4 seconds, because it's right now I have She-Hulk leadership. As you can see, she's doing decent damage. Oh, we got snared by a Blade Twister. Charm doesn't help me against those things. It'd be nice if it did. Just charm the Blade Twisters, have them go after Cole instead. Oh, and then we get Time Frozen. Fantastic. As you can see, she is still doing damage here. The damage comes in bursts, so that tells me that every time my damage proc is activating, she actually does some pretty nice damage. So that means with like a CTP of Rage or a CTP of Judgment, we're definitely going to be doing quite a bit of damage here with Enchantress, because that activation I think is going to be very strong on her, because just seeing the skill damage as is looking pretty good. And this is just a level 60 Enchantress, and we are getting snared into oblivion here by these Blade Twisters, but she is still alive. Good try, Blade Twisters. You're not killing her that easily, but those things are annoying. So as you can see, she's doing damage here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to clear the stage. It'll be pretty close, but she will get close. So stage 50 with She-Hulk lead, she gets very close to clearing stage 50. But now if we pop on her own leadership here and hop back in, you'll see the damage does take a pretty big bump. So let's check this out. All right, so charm him up, hop on in and start getting these skills of flowing. We already are snared. Stay in that iframe for a second there where the Blade Twister disappears. And as you can see, as we start stacking up our all defense down, if we keep spamming through the skills, we start seeing a pretty good bump in the damage. So yeah, she's really strong with her own leadership, which is kind of to be expected. Because she does have all defense down and she does have the debuff leadership. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm quite happy with how the uniform performs. When I get her to level 70, I expect to see even more improvement in her damage, so that's something I'm looking forward to. So as soon as I get her potential unlocked, she is a character I plan to get to level 70, so I will do another video on that. In terms of what I want to give her, because with her own leadership, she does well with the damage proc here, just activating every once in a while, but I think I want to give her a CTP of Judgment. I do have a CTPs of, I still have an extra CTP of Rage, but I kind of want to save that for someone else. So I'm thinking, okay, well, we got snared and died there. What I'm thinking is I'm going to take my CTP of Judgment off of Iceman, because Iceman has my current CTP of Judgment, and then I will try it out on her, because if I like the Judgment on her, I can just leave it on her, where I think I want to, that's a loud vehicle out there. Whereas with the CTP of Rage, I kind of want to save it for somebody else, but I don't know, maybe not. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I should just give her my extra CTP of Rage right now that I kind of just have laying around? I have a few other characters that I might want to give it to, but she's looking like a strong candidate just because of her skill kit, looking like it's going to benefit a lot from an activation. So yeah, let me know. Would you prefer to see a video of her with a CTP of Judgment or a CTP of Rage? And depending on which one you guys vote for, that's the one I will choose, because I want to do one of them. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know your thoughts on the uniform itself in terms of the performance of the uniform. Do you like how the changes the uniform does for her? That being said, that's going to be it for this video here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.